Namaste children. How are you all? After a long time, again I am meeting you all. So happy to see you all. Now we are entering into the last chapter, that is heredity and evolution. Okay, this is chapter 9. But before going to that, I wanted to tell you one more point. 15th lesson, you have submitted the presentations to me. I am pulling up that. I pulled up. B section I posted. C section also it's ready. But A section I am unable to pull up because the format is something different. That already I posted in the group. Next, lesson 16 I am going to post tomorrow. Who has to submit to me? And I want a monitor for 3 children. So that monitor, what they will do, they will pull up that 3 members topic and send to me. So it will be easy for me to post in your respective groups. Okay, I think anyone can come forward in that 3 members of the 3 sections. Okay, right, I think you can do that. Okay, now let us go to the topic. Is it clear my instructions, children? 15th lesson you have submitted. I don't have any problem with that. Over. Now 16th lesson I am talking about, because this is most important. According to CBSE circular, this 15th and 16th lesson, either you have to submit a paper or you have to write present a lesson like that. So about this you have to write in your portfolio. So you keep that like what you taught and which day you taught, everything you write in 4-5 sentences and keep it ready. You have to write in the portfolio. Okay, it will not go waste. Okay, right. Now lesson 16. Heredity and evolution. You know heredity. What do you mean by heredity? The transfer of characters from one generation to another generation is called a heredity. Okay, now this is the main topic, what actually will happen and all we will learn, heredity and evolution. Now evolution, CBSE deleted this topic, but I will teach. First let me finish what is given in the CBSE, right? Now what is the main objective of reproduction? So heredity, when you talk about heredity, when the genes are carried from one generation to another generation, when the genes will carry due to the reproduction. So what is the main objective of reproduction? The main objective of reproduction is gives rise to new individuals of similar kind, but certain differences, very small differences will be there. Okay, now you see this picture is given even in the textbook also, but you will not see that much clearly in textbook. You will not read first point and you will not observe also. So that's why I drew again. See, this is organism A. The organism A is in this way, but offspring generation 1. The generation 1, so this organism produced 2 organisms. One got some red color dot like structure on the top, and for this bottom blue color one. Okay, in the textbook they mentioned different colors, just you go through. So these 2 are little differences, subtle difference, very small differences they develop. This only we mentioned it as in the previous lesson, variation, right? Then these 2 organisms gave birth to 2 organisms. Now you see the same as it is like this. This is offspring 2, and this is having still more variations, that is 2 more dots it got. And here the same thing. So the changes, accumulation, variations may accumulate generation after generation. Actually, reproduction is of 2 types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. According to me or according to you, in which type of reproduction the variations will be more and more generated? Think while. Sexual reproduction, not asexual reproduction. Why sexual reproduction? Because 2 organisms will exchange their genes or chromosomes. That's why the more variations will be generated in sexual reproduction. So sexually reproducing organisms will have more and more variations if you compare with asexually reproducing organisms. So which organisms are more habituated to the changing environment? Asexually or sexually? Sexually reproducing, obviously, because variations will be generated. So which reproduction will help the organism to accumulate more of its variations? Sexual reproduction. Okay. In the previous chapter, that how do organisms reproduce, there we discussed niche. Every organism will have particular niche. So to adjust in that particular niche, they will have variation. If the niche is altered, the organisms which have better variations will survive better. Did you remember about bacteria? I think you remembered. So this bacteria is a asexually reproducing organism, right? So that's why it took a lot of generations to adjust to that environment, because the accumulation of variations will take lot of time. But if you consider sexually reproducing organisms, the variations will be faster, more. And what is the main difference here? The DNA copying, the inaccuracies of DNA copying will be less in asexually reproducing organisms. More, the inaccuracy will be more in sexually reproducing organisms. So that's why the variations generation will be more in sexually reproducing organisms. So you know that we all human beings are sexually reproducing organisms, right? Okay, even and we all look similar also. We all look similar because the blueprint is similar. Already we discussed this. So even though our blueprint is similar, we will show lot of variations. So these variations, like for example, some children cannot eat outside. You cannot eat outside means they cannot adjust the food which they are eating outside, maybe not suiting to them. Some people will adjust anywhere. Whatever they eat, they will it will digest and they will not get any problem. This is the basic difference. Even though the same siblings will have, one child will be highly immunized with the outside food, and that one child will be very sensitive to outside food. Like that, lot of variations will be generated because of sexual reproduction. Now, my point is, some variations you can observe in our day-to-day life. So, what are these variations means? You see that this thumb. So, can you bend this thumb or not? You see. You nowadays it's very common now, you can call your parents, grandparents, aunt and uncle, whether they can bend. If you can't bend your thumb like this backward, you ask your grandparents and the relatives, how many of your siblings or how many relatives are unable to bend the thumb. If you are able to bend, leave it. It's not a variation, right? Next, this is earlobe is there, you see, earlobe. So this earlobe is free earlobe. My earlobe is free earlobe. But for, see, free earlobe, some people will have attached earlobe, like this attached earlobe. So this attached earlobe or free earlobe is also a variation. Like if you observe, if your earlobe, if you observe, if it is attached, any one of your parent also must be having attached earlobe. Observe. Next, rolling tongue. Like this. Can you roll the tongue or not? You check. So if you can roll, no problem. If you are unable to roll, any of your parent or any of your relative may be having the same variation. Okay. So these are some of the qualities which are inherited from generations. Okay. So what? How many examples I gave? Earlobe, free earlobe or attached earlobe. 1. Next, thumb, bent thumb or like this. Next, one more, rolling tongue. Okay. So observe, you tabulate it and let me know, right? Thank you.